Well, The Visit is about these two children who go to visit their grandparents on this kind of isolated farm in Pennsylvania. I live basically on an isolated farm in Pennsylvania. So I don't find it a scary setting, but I tend to write scary stories about everything in Pennsylvania. They go to visit their grandparents, and the teenage girl, who's the older sister, is trying to make a documentary about the trip to kind of heal the family, because there's a trauma that's happened in the family, and she's trying to bring them all together by making this beautiful documentary about her family. And she starts to record things that she didn't realize were going on. It becomes very dark, and inadvertently it becomes very, very scary.
Well, I think in a few ways. I think first of all, tonally, it's really tricky to make something that's thrilling and scary and also funny. Usually, if you have something funny, the other things go away. And I think one thing that's very unique about it, and unique tonight, is the way he's been able to do that. And I think the other thing, I mean, there are lots of things. The acting is way, way better than you see in 99% of movies, and which has something to do with the director. But I think most of all, this film is a mock documentary, and that's very different than a found footage movie. And for me, there's a character in the movie who's interested in filmmaking, and there's a director behind that character who's one of the great filmmakers. And so the movie is very beautiful to look at, and that's very unusual in a mock documentary. It's very thoughtful and composed, and feels like a quote-unquote real movie, despite being told in a mock documentary style.
I think you've hit on it exactly. You know, what happens when you make a smaller movie is you have to focus. You have to aim all your creative energy at the things that you have, not the things that you don't have. I don't have the ability to have 20 locations. I don't have the ability to have a giant crew or this equipment or that equipment. You focus in. I have a room. I have a bedroom. I have these two kids. I have this scary house. You know, those things, and you sit there, and and you do kind of the hard work that maybe with 1,000 choices you wouldn't do. So it really is, it focuses your energy. I mean, again, I love minimalism as a style of storytelling. You know, don't show, insinuate, have it clean and simple, and this works well with a low budget movie, right? And so I didn't find it limiting. I found it it gave me parameters on how to think. And creativity needs walls. You need to bounce something off a wall. If there's, we've seen this over and over in art in all forms. When there's too much going on, you can't get to the essence of it, right? At the end of the day, it's very simple what makes something powerful. It's a simple idea, a simple story. That's the reason that I made the movie, was to talk about why we're scared of old people. Why is it? It's this fear of getting old, which is a version of I'm scared of dying. And to see an old person's mind deteriorating, see their body deteriorating, it's funny, it's gross, it's scary, it's all those things that we have all these emotions to that. And that's what The Visit is. It's like a whole kind of conversation on our fear of dying, in this form. You literally can put, an old lady in a nightgown in a doorway, and we are terrified, and yet she's just an old lady. Why are we scared? But we're all like, three grown men, we'd all be like, oh my God, look at the lady in the doorway.